Welcome to Incognito Islamic Productions.
Consider Islam disproving the Patriots of propaganda. Introduction. Without Islam, submission to God, I'm incapable of maneuvering through this world and all of the obstacles that it presents. I can't do it. I've tried, I've failed. The continuous return to prayer 5 times each day and the continuous remembrance of Allah, blessed and exalted is He, has been vital in my ability to cope with some exceedingly difficult events that have transpired in my life. No, I have not always lived in the obedience of Allah, but in His wisdom and mercy, He calls people back to Him through various tests and trials that have caused me to look at life with a whole new understanding. It has caused me to realize how precious time is. Time is like ice melting away. My intention for this book is to defend Islam against falsehoods and misconceptions that have been used to tarnish this way of life, which is a true source of peace and comfort for those who have humbled themselves in sincere submission to our Creator. Blessed and exalted is He. It is not my intention to offend any individual or group with anything that I say. My objective is to present information to the reader that will cause them to realize that what has been presented to them about Islam may or may not be true, as antagonists fervently and routinely make false and erroneous claims. Islam is demonized using news broadcasts, social media, movies, radio, podcasts, 30-second sound bites, and headlines, which are used to shift and shape the beliefs of the masses. Many fallacious claims are made about Islam by hate mongers who hide their hatred behind a veil of freedom of speech. This book is a defense against those who utilize valuable time and resources in order to tarnish Islam, as well as Muslims all over the world who face the unprovoked hatred daily. There are some in the world who label themselves as Muslims who have been led astray by people seeking to achieve their agendas, but those people by no means represent the true followers of Islam. I am simply asking the reader to balance the scales and to consider what is presented fairly in order to decipher for oneself what Islam is while rejecting what it is not. I'm asking people to be readers instead of repeaters by encouraging them to sincerely seek out the truth through legitimate research instead of relying upon others to feed them information. Living in the era of fake news and social media makes us all victims of mass marketing techniques that are not limited to products that are being sold. Ideologies, philosophies, religions, and politics are also being manufactured, marketed, and sold to people on a large scale. It would be naive to assume that people holding the power of persuasion are not sometimes motivated by ill intent in their motives and practices. With that in mind, I welcome the reader and I encourage you to consider Islam based on your own sincere desire for the truth. Truth is the truth even if no one believes it, and a lie is a lie even if everyone believes it. When seeking truth, we must ask ourselves, am I seeking truth or am I looking for comfort? While realizing that truth isn't always comfortable. We must face the reality that if we're simply looking for what is comfortable, we may not find the truth. Writing this book may be the most important thing I ever do in my life. Today is the most important day of our lives because yesterday has come and gone and tomorrow may never arrive. May Allah accept my efforts. Ameen. The Quran states, truth has now arrived and falsehood has perished. For falsehood, by its nature, is bound to perish. Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17, verse 81. This concludes the introduction.
Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon everyone who's watching or listening. This is Consider This TV, and my name is Kenny Bomer. I'm the author of the book Consider Islam, Disproving the Patriots of Propaganda. And alhamdulillah, before I go any further, I want to say I bear witness there's no God other than Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final servant and the seal of all prophets. We got a very special show in store today. And so, Brother Kareem, assalamu alaikum, Brother Marshall, I think he stepped away just momentarily, but alhamdulillah. So yeah, we got a very interesting show for today. So I'm gonna kind of let Brother Kareem kind of give us a rundown about what's going to transpire today during the show.
Yes,
and Alhamdulillah. Brother, assalamu alaikum. How are you today?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank all the viewers for coming and those who will see this later on. So we thank you. We ask you definitely to subscribe and to share this video in particular. This is going to be a very special show. We are doing a live study. This is not only beneficial on the religious side of academics, but also on the scientific sides. We're going to have a live study and we're going to look at some very interesting things surrounding what we've already seen in that very interesting thumbnail. And who knows what might happen on this show today? Will we see a live exorcism? This is possible. We're going to actually have an experimental study on whoever would like to, and we're going to call for those to be brave to take a listen to what we have in store today and see if it affects them, if they see any of the signs that maybe they're being exercised and the demons inside them are showing their true faces. Who knows what's going to happen on the show? There's so much that we could say. We don't want to say too much at the moment, but I'm going to throw it back over to you, and maybe you can clarify more what we're going to be doing today. How are we going to start? Are we waiting for people to come in first? Are we're giving some time?
I noticed that AK Manning is he's already responding in the YouTube chat, and so he did make a mention that he would like to come in if time permits for him. So AK Manning, primarily we're looking for Christians to come in. If you notice what I posted up for the banner, it says Muslims, please restrict your comments. We're looking for non-Muslim response.
Yes. Let's make that clear that for all clips that we're playing, all videos that we're playing, we need Muslims because, of course, for the Christian side of the world, they're looking at our comments anyway as a biased response to anything we play. So no matter what your opinion is as Muslims, please do not write comments in the comment. Let them comment. Let them take a look. And at the end, we're all going to make an examination of all that's transpired, but let them comment, let them give their unbiased feelings. Maybe some will be truthful, maybe some will feel some miraculous things even from the comfort of their homes through YouTube, and maybe later on when people see this video. However, we're going to have a live study. We're calling on Christians to come in here, be brave, take a listen to the clip that we have set up, and we're going to ask, is there truth to the Islamic claim? Is there truth to the Christian claim? What does it look like in terms of the two books? Is there anything miraculous? Is there real power in terms of exorcising demons? We may look at some clips in terms of that, examine them, because of course in both traditions you find, for example, on the Christian side, many movies where the priest comes in, he has his cross and he starts saying verses and the demon arises. And is the word of God that powerful? Is that an actual belief? We're going to get the Christian side of that. As far as Muslims are concerned, we know that there's many verses in the Quran that indicate that the Quran is not only beneficial in terms of guidance logically, but it also is a healing upon the body. It calms the heart of the believers. It also works and affects the jinn, those who are unseen in terms of the other than human being, and it can force them out of bad situations if they were to invade the body of a person. There's indications of that in the hadith, and in the Quran we see indication that the Quran actually has it transfers over to the next world. It doesn't just affect people in this world, it actually is heard in the next world and affects those that may be called demons or spirits. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff, but we need Christians to participate today. No Muslim interaction, nothing against the Muslims, but we're going to need the Muslims' help to share this video afterward, and then we'll have a reaction video maybe to what occurred today.
And so let's clarify. It's fine to go ahead, Muslims, to comment in the chat. In matter of fact, assalamu alaikum, Ayan Ar-Saeed in Pearland, just outside of Houston. Assalamu alaikum, and Ramadan Mubarak to you as well. Alhamdulillah. So yes, Muslims, feel free to comment. But in regards to the videos that we play, keep in mind we're looking for non-Muslim response for these particular videos that we're going to get to, and so we are inviting non-Muslims in to listen to these clips just briefly, just brief 1 minute clips, and we want to get your response in regards to how does it affect you, and if you feel anything from it. Okay, so just keep that in mind.
Yes, yes. And brother, I want to support you in that. The Muslims can comment. We're not saying don't comment at all. We're just saying when we play the clips, we don't want to sway the Christian opinion in this way or that way. We want an unbiased opinion. So no one will comment on the clips. We'll leave the comments for them because we want them to leave questions for us to respond to at least, or actually call in. I would actually suggest that we need a Christian on the line to actually play the video at first, so we get the first live reaction. We shouldn't play the video until someone is man enough or woman enough, and we appreciate your manhood and womanhood to come here just to participate with us in a fun way. Let's see if you have a spirit inside of you and if these words affect you. And we have a claim, you have a claim. Let's put it to the test.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we have on the panel brother Marshall Gregory. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you today?
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. I'm doing good. Alhamdulillah.
So tell us what you've been doing on Facebook in regards to promoting the show. You've been at work. You was working all night, and matter of fact, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you for all your efforts in trying to spread the truth and the beauty of Islam. That's what this platform is all about. It's not to try to bring anyone in to ridicule or to undermine or to offend in any way. We're just simply trying to share the truth and the beauty of Islam, trying to do dawah. And this brother right here has been remarkable in regards to the number of people that he's able to reach through his efforts. And so tell us what you had going on through the night, brother.
Oh man.
Yeah,
sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, I got two different phones, and one side of my phone is the volume, the other side's off, and I got mixed up on the thing. Yeah, I'm accredited. There's a new group for Consider This TV. It's a very interactive group. If you search on the Facebook search bar, search Consider This TV discussion group. Come in, free to join. Please join. Don't worry about any questions you want to ask. You can ask any comments you want to leave. It don't matter how ridiculous it is, how disrespectful you think we might take it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna post videos in there. If you have any questions about it, you can ask questions about it. It's very interactive. You know. So come just search Consider This TV discussion group. And pretty much it's an interactive page, so the Christian can and Muslims alike, a new Muslim can ask this question. It's just a way for us to interact with each other. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and so yeah, go ahead and once again search Consider This TV discussion group. I'll put it in. I'll put the link into here. And then I'll put it on Kenny's Facebook account and in the YouTube channel. But right now we just made it last night. I was up to like 4 in the morning. I got 3 hours of sleep last night. Yeah. So it's all created and everything. So it's only got 17 members right now. But go ahead and click on it. Like I said, we're gonna post videos in there. Also too, you guys can submit questions for us. You guys can actually post questions in the group. But of course, they got to be pre-approved because we don't want some rascal out there trying to postpone and they'll something ridiculous or something just totally you know what I'm saying, that even Christians will get offended about. So we got all the comments to be pre-approved, but we're not going to be biased. We're not going to not approve this comment because you don't think we can answer. We're going to prove everything that's rated PG-13 and not rated R. You know what I'm saying? No porn, no. And please don't send our anti-Islamic pictures and all that. Just honest, sincere questions that you may have. Go ahead and submit it, and then we'll get to it as soon as possible, inshallah. Yeah, but back to you, Kenny.
Absolutely. And if you're out there listening right now and you're a non-Muslim, please. You'll be the first one that we allow onto the platform. We like to engage you. And once again, we have a special show today. And I did have I see that AK Manning made a post on YouTube, and he was asking for a phone number to call in. This platform doesn't allow for call-ins. There's no number to dial, but maybe, inshallah, God willing, he's actually got my personal number. So AK Manning, if you're listening, maybe you can go ahead and call my phone, and I'm sure it'll probably pick up, I would assume, and we'll try to gauge it, and we'll try to see what happens with that. But AK Manning, if you're listening, you can feel free to go ahead and call my number, and we'll see how it picks up as far as being able to engage you. But so yeah, that offers there. And if you're in the Facebook groups or the YouTube channels, please subscribe, share, and like the videos. And first and foremost, share the link. If you have some non-Muslim friends that you've been engaging, please share it in whatever Facebook groups or wherever. Share the link, that way we can get the non-Muslims in today, and we can have a meaningful discussion with them, inshallah, God willing. So once again, assalamu alaikum to everyone. I see there's people posting in the comments. Assalamu alaikum to you. So yeah, we're gonna see if AK. Matter of fact, let me try to call AK Manning myself and get him on the phone, since I've got his number, he's got my number, and we'll see how this works. And we'll play the clip for him. He's actually driving right now. He said he won't be free for until about an hour from now, but we'll try to see if he can hear the video clip that we want to play, and let's see what his response is, and see how clear it's all coming through.
Yes, and while you're doing that, let me give AK Manning, because I'm sure he may actually be tuning in now. What we're looking for is this. We claim, and probably more forcefully, just based upon our tradition, that the Quran, the words of our book, actually affect the physical world. They're not just beneficial in terms of your guidance, and it's not just beneficial in terms of being the key to your key of paradise, but the book and the words are actually so amazing that they actually affect people. Now, I would be then maybe fearful if he's driving to hear these words. Who knows what might happen? We don't want to lose him prematurely. However, we want an unbiased opinion. We're going to play something. Does it affect the person? Does his hand start twitching? Does his eyes start twitching? That may indicate he has a spirit inside of him. Not saying that we are quick to diagnose people, but what we're saying is that the Quran actually affects people in good ways, and it also affects the bad things that may be in people. We know that the Quran is a healing. We know that the Quran brings tranquility to hearts, especially to the heart of dying people. When they hear it, it makes them firm. It makes them tranquil. It's a good thing to listen to and learn the language while you can now, before you reach old age, so you can feel the tranquility of listening to the words of the Quran and understanding them. However, we're also saying that just the words, without even understanding them, has an impact on the physical world. Is that true? Let's get some opinions, and let's see, do Christians have something like similar to that also on their sides? Can they bring arguments? Do they have stories? Have they ever experienced exorcisms? We want anything that Christians want to bring about this subject. Let's talk about it today, and we have some clips in store. So we're going to do some really out of the box educational things today, and I think people will enjoy that.
Inshallah. So let me dial his number right now. We'll see if we can get him on the line. Once again, we're calling AK Manning. He did say that he wanted to have a discussion. So I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear the phone ringing, Kareem?
Yes.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, AK Manning.
Am I on your program?
Yeah, we're live right now. So, Kareem, can you hear him? Go ahead. And
Yes, I can hear him, but I'm not sure if he hears me.
Alan, could you hear?
I did not hear him very well.
You couldn't hear him very well. What? Say something to him, Kareem.
I hear him well enough, and hopefully he can you can transmit what I say to him if I have to say so. But I want to thank him for actually coming. This is not a Muslim, correct? This is a Christian.
Yeah, this is Christian.
And you know what? It's funny because I feel like we're on the phone with an old friend. You know, even if you go at some of these guys, they really enjoy it as much as we do with the back and forth, as long as it doesn't transmit any bounds. So I feel like we're calling an old friend. Finally, we get to speak to this man. So yeah. I'm glad that he's here. He's gonna have fun. Hopefully, at the very least, he'll have fun today.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been engaging AK Manning for going on 3 years at this point, maybe even over 3 years at this point. Assalamu alaikum to the brother in Mexico, watching from Mexico. Alhamdulillah. So yes, and sometimes our conversations have gotten a little bit heated. But Alan, could you hear what Kareem was saying?
I didn't hear him. I'm hearing you perfectly, Kenny, and I want to say to you and to all the Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak, and hopefully as you pray and fast and seek the true and living God, hopefully you become closer and closer to truth. And I mean that genuinely. I don't mean it in a slight to you. I mean, we all need to, pursue truth. And so I appreciate that you guys come out to do that.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so Brother Kenny, you're going to be our translator. Let me ask. Well, you go ahead and finish your conversation, but he will be our first. I'm not sure if you could play him the clip. You can take this segment over since you can only really talk to him.
yeah.
And I'm really interested to what's going to happen now.
Well, I'm curious as to what could you hear what Kareem was saying just then?
No, even now it sounds horribly muffled. Yeah, when I was listening on YouTube, I heard everybody fine. But now that I'm on the call, I'm only hearing you, Kenny. When I hear his voice, I can't make out what he's saying. Okay, so he can't make out what you're saying, so it makes me a little bit leery. He may not be able to hear the video clip.
That's true. That's true. How about this? How about he calls back after we discuss it? He could kind of catch up, and then we'll call him in for a special, interview, just him and you and him. But he'll at least get accustomed to what we're doing. We could play the clip at least once. He could stew on it, and then we'll call him back.
Okay, Alan, are you there?
I am. Hold on. I just stepped outside for 30 seconds. I'll be right.
Okay.
Environment in a minute.
Okay. How much longer will you be tied up?
I'd say probably 45 minutes, and then I'll probably be out of the truck.
Okay. All right. Well, try to touch base with us via the link in about 45 minutes, inshallah, God willing. All right.
I will try.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, he probably won't be able to hear the video clip. So we'll try to get back to him in about 45 minutes or so, inshallah. God willing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll be on for that, at least that much.
Yeah, we'll be on.
Absolutely. So we're on the hunt for sincere people who would just give us their opinion. We're not trying to, make it rough and tough and make it hard upon people. We just really need some unbiased opinions, because if we hear something, if I begin to recite Quran, the brothers are going to say this is the most beautiful thing, this is the most heartwarming thing, and everyone is going to say this is just biased talk. So we need those who are upon the opposing view to come, because if it affects them, we're going to be able to tell. You're going to be able to hear it in their voice. You're going to, and they may themselves bear witness to the truth. Who knows? If it is the truth, then they're going to bear witness to it. If not, then they're going to tell the truth in that regard too. Either way, we want a nice study today, and we're going to talk about a lot of other things. But this first, I would say, hour is really us trying to. We can discuss the topic further, but we're also trying to gather our crowds and gather the people who want to participate. So hopefully, we can find some soon.
Yeah, and what I'm scared about is, I don't know about you guys, but when I was little, I seen The Exorcist, and
well, let's go into that. And anybody want to share any interesting stories that they've heard of? So we're only accepting, as Muslims trying to stick to being strict in our narrations, we're only going to accept firsthand experiences and maybe secondhand. You heard from some place that some imam or someone trustworthy told you, because I definitely have stories. But anyone have any stories they want to share from amongst us here? And then anyone else, even the Muslims, if they've had any experiences seeing an exorcism with using the Quran, is this something that can be borne witness to with proofs?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a story about exorcism in particular, but I remember when I was younger, had older aunts and uncles that I guess they seemed fit to want to play a joke on me, but at the time I thought it was real. And what they did was they went and hung up a rope in an old barn, and they told me give me the name of some man that supposedly had hung himself in there. And so what happened was my uncle climbed up in the rafters, and they was telling me, my aunts were telling me that he's still in there. The man is still in there. So my uncle climbs up in the rafters, and he's moving the rope a little bit, right? So my aunts take me in there, and it freaks me out because I think that the spirit is really in there. But some people, you know, that to me it's hilarious. We laughed and laughed as I got older about that. But some people really, you know, feel that this exorcism thing is real, and so we're looking for non-Muslims to call in. We want to play you some clips, and we want to get your response from what you know, based on what you hear. And so David Julius in the chat, if you like, you can click on the link. Matter of fact, let me share the link right now for anyone who's watching. It's real simple. Just click on the link. It's a very simple process. Just click on the link, and it will go straight through your browser, and you'll be live on the air with us, inshallah, God willing. And if you don't want to turn your camera on, that's fine. You can come on. You don't have to turn your camera on. But some people are a little bit shy. But yeah, so
Yeah. And Brother Kenny, we're calling, we're not discriminating today. Today is unbiased. We're looking for the most out there of people to the most logical of people. If the guy who burned the Quran wants to come and give his opinion today, he's welcome. He seems to be maybe in a unnatural and in a ungood way. He's watching our show to the point where he's just stalking us and coming just randomly, burning Qurans and then appearing even later on. So it seems like he hasn't had his fill. We're even asking him to come. We want anyone to come to just take a listen to this clip and just give their honest opinion. Your truthfulness will shine forth. If you felt something, that I'm sure you would say. If you didn't feel something, then your truthfulness in the way you speak will convey to others that this isn't anything worth to write home about. So we just want to conduct a study and have some fun today. And if not, we're going to go to the next segments, and that may be even more entertaining. But who wants to come in and first be exercised by the words of God? Are they the words of God? Let's listen to some stuff and have some Christians react to that.
Absolutely. So there's someone in the chat named Darth Exam or something like that. Muslims only can jump in. No, Darth, you can. Anyone can jump in, but we're looking to join the panel today. We're looking for non-Muslims. So he sent a message. Says, I'm not sure if this person is Muslim or non-Muslim, but he says Muslims only can jump in.
No, he's a Muslim. I'm sure that I've seen him before. I'm pretty sure he's a Muslim. But he can jump in if he wants to add to the discussion of does he believe in Islamic exorcism? Does he believe the Quran affects people's bodies? Things like that.
Yeah, he says so non-Muslims only can jump in. Oh, Darth, you can join if you want to come in and tell us along this particular topic today. Yeah. We're trying to stay on topic for this particular show because this is kind of an experiment that we're engaging in right now. So
So what we want to restrict is that when we play the Exhibit A and Exhibit B and what we're both claiming, we want only Christians to react, because Muslims coming to a Muslim show and speaking about what they believe is already going to be looked at as something biased in the eyes of Christians. So we just want to restrict that portion to Christians. But if you want to come in this early portion, talk about your experiences, whether you have ever seen or heard of Muslims doing exorcisms with the Quran. Have you ever seen hadiths that indicate that? Do you feel yourself something when you feel the Quran? Do you feel a goodness when you feel the Quran? Because the Quran doesn't only have effects on the body that would seem scary to people in terms of an exorcism, but just when a believer who is pure and his body and soul is pure, that when he hears the Quran, it's actually a healing upon him, the Quran claims. And it's actually something that makes his heart tranquil and that benefits the body in a physical way. Even the Prophet indicated during his lifetime, peace be upon him, that if you have pains in certain places, there's things you can recite. So we have a tradition that claims that these words can have an effect on the body of people. We're trying to do a study on that today, and we want to know whether Christians claim the same thing. Do they have indications of that? Would that be something that's possible for them? But yes, Muslims can engage. We'll just keep the commentary on the actual Exhibit A and Exhibit B of our clips. We're going to leave that just for Christians because that's something specific for them.
Sure, sure. So Darth, I don't know how to pronounce that last part. Zaim, Darth Zaim. Assalamu alaikum. He's on the panel. So, assalamu alaikum. How you doing, brother? Are you there? Hello, brother. Are you there?
I hope he wasn't. Is anyone there on his side? Do you hear it? Do you hear him?
I don't hear anything there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Maikum salam.
Oh, well,
Can you guys hear me?
yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. How are you, brother?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here.
How are
yeah.
you, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we hear you pretty well.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, brother. Do you have anything you want to contribute? Any stories? Have you
Yeah,
had
I can
any
hear you.
experience
I
with
can hear you.
jinn? We're looking for anyone's interaction with this subject. Can you affirm that the Quran? Have you ever seen or heard of a Quran ever taking a jinn out of a person, or do you yourself feel a physical effect of the Quran to the point where you would attribute it really to the words and not just your body feeling a sensation
Okay.
at a time? Do you feel any physical effects yourself?
Hello. All right. My internet is on the fritz, so I'm trying to rejoin. All right, please
Okay,
hold.
okay, brother. All right, all right. Alhamdulillah. Okay, all right. So yeah, we'll give him time to come back in and see what he's got to say about that. But I did, I've seen a number of videos online where people are responding to the Quran, hearing it maybe for the first time or just being entranced by it, right?
Yes.
And there's many videos out there like that, and it's bringing tears to people's eyes and truly affecting them on an emotional level, and truly beautiful. Let's bring the brother back in and see if his audio is better.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Can you hear us? Hello, brother. Are you there? Okay,
That's okay. Well,
right.
well, if we don't have anyone right now, give it some time. Let's go ahead and we can either play the clip for the first time. All those who are listening can listen now to it. We'll react to it ourselves, or actually, we won't react to it ourselves because that's the rule. We can't react to it ourselves. We have to try to see if someone else had caught it at least. If we don't have anyone at the moment, I'm gonna take a look at the whole discussion. How does it benefit us to even talk
Hello?
about this in our daily life? This is something that actually we can take some benefit from in how we interact in our daily life. Are there things that a Muslim should believe that's around him at all times? These are things that really can affect people if they don't have the correct belief about even going in a discussion like this. So we may have to get more spooky on them, as it were, in a way to get their people's attention and to get people interested. But the main focus is to play this clip, get some reactions, and get some interaction if possible. If not, we have a lot to discuss after that.
Okay. So you want to go ahead and try to play the clip now? You saying?
Yeah, I mean, is there anyone? Well, at least AK Manning maybe will be able to catch it. We'll play one
We'll
for
let
him,
hear it.
just
So
in case.
Yeah, AK Manning, I'm sure he's probably listening right now. So this will give you something to contemplate as you move closer to being able to join the panel. So we'll play the clip for the first time. It's this is just a short.
And let me give us some context also. So this clip here, we're not trying to give you any visual because we don't even want to sway you in terms of visuals. We just want to give you the words. Just listen to the words. Forget about any melody. Forget about any tone. We're just going to give you plain words, the words of God with with the quotation marks, the air quotes. We want to see and we want to ask ourselves unbiasedly, what do we think about these words? As Muslims, we're not going to restrict our comments. We just want Christians to know sincerely, what do they feel? Do they feel anything, or are these just the words of human beings?
Right. Okay, so keep that in mind, Muslims. This is primarily for the Christians as we proceed. So I'm going to put everyone on mute. That way we're only getting the audio from the stream itself. If either of you, if you hear feedback, just raise your hand, let me know, and that way I'll make an adjustment. But otherwise, I'm going to put us all on mute, and we'll go ahead and play this clip.
شمد بابا برنا روحات قدشا خالها آمين آوند وشميانث قداش شما اختي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغياناخ أي كند وشميا أبرع هولان لحما سمقاند يومانا وشقلان حن حياوي لا تعالى نسيونا إلا قصان بيشا مطل ذي لا خيمة حي لو عشنا.
Okay, all right. So that was the clip, and we're looking for non-Muslim response. So Muslims out there, good brother, good brother. Could you hear it clearly?
No, Kenny, it was breaking up.
It was breaking up.
Right.
Okay, so let me bear with me 1 second. So Kareem, are you there? Could you hear it clearly, or maybe it was just?
No, it was definitely breaking up, but I think we've heard some of it. I'm not sure if you want to play it again. If you,
yeah, let's try to play it again, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, bear with me 1 second. And once again, raise your hands if and let me know that if it's breaking up or whatever. Just let me know via video, inshallah. Okay, so here we go.
شمد بابا برنا روحات قدشا خالها آمين آوند وشميانث قداش شما اختي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغياناخ أي كند وشميا أبرع هولان لحما سمقاند يومانا وشقلان حوبين حين لا تعالى نسيونا إلا قصان بيشا مطل ذي لا خيمة الكوثة حي لو عشنا وغبارث وشمطانة بشمية.
Okay, could y'all hear it that time?
yeah,
Yeah,
that was better.
Yeah, it was better.
Okay, great. Alhamdulillah. Okay,
Right.
so
So
once
obviously, brother, obviously, very touching. I have to say, very touching. But we need some unbiased reviews of the words, just the words. Was anything felt? If it's the true words of God, we want to know that. Did you feel anything? And if not, we'll get right into some discussion. I'm not sure if you want to actually call A.K. Manning back within the next couple minutes and see if he heard us with that broadcast. But
that's a good idea.
If Kenny, if not, call him real quick, right? Tell him to turn on YouTube, listen to this clip. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if it touched his heart like it touched mine. And then go ahead and then call him back, tell him to listen to YouTube, and then after the clip is over, tell me you're calling back to get his reaction.
Okay, I'm calling him right now. Can you brothers hear?
Yes. Hey Manning, where are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Alan, did you hear what we just played on the YouTube channel?
YouTube is lagging behind you. You were just about to play it, and it has not started yet on YouTube.
Okay. All right, so listen to it, and if you would, after you hear it, go ahead and give us your response, if you would.
Will do. I'll type it in the chat unless I have a chance to to call in or hop on Zoom.
Yeah, well, I'll just call you. I'll call you. Just let me know in the chat when, unless you feel like you can get on pretty quickly.
Can you tell him to watch the video, and then when he's finished watching the video, type in the chat "done watching" so you can call him back.
Yeah. Just let me know in the chat whenever you're done watching, and then I'll give you a call back.
I will do.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna call us back, inshallah, God willing. So should I play it again just for the sake of letting people hear it? I think we'll just hold off for the time being.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we'll hold up.
No, because AK Manners are going to watch it. So go ahead and play it.
Well, he was just saying that the YouTube channel was lagging. And,
I know. There's like a 10-second. No, lagging is like a 10-second delay.
Okay.
15-second delay. That's why. That's all he meant.
Okay. So I think
we should. Yeah. Okay. Then. Yeah. That's fine. Play it.
Right, let's play it again. Okay. Once again, let me know if it's not coming through clearly, inshallah.
برنا روحات قدش شاخة لها آمين آوند وشميان قداش شماخ تيثي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغيانات أي كند وشميا أبرع أشفقا حيا وإنسان ديشة مطل ديلا في ملكوثة حيلا وعبا.
Okay, as powerful as that is, it probably just takes a few seconds, to be honest.
Yeah, it's breaking up. Play it again, Kenny.
It was breaking up?
Yeah, play it again.
Okay, I'll play it again.
Inshallah.
All right, inshallah. All right, so here we go. We're going to play it again.
شمت بابا برنا روحات قلاش شماخ تيثي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغيان وشميا أبرع. هرين وحطاعين أي كنا دا أبحنا نشفق شميا ورع شمت بابا برنا روحات قدش.
Okay, so I played it again. Did it come through clearly that time?
Well, how about this? Just leave the link of where the video was found. Leave it somewhere where people can click on it and let them go to and hear it if they didn't hear it well. But I think it was heard well enough. I mean, if the words are the words of God and they claim to be different and supernatural, then even the slightest bit, I would think would be sufficient.
Okay, is the video when you click on the link, if you look at the video, is it in English? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the link could just be posted and people can go click on it and they'll hear the audio. They don't really need to see what's being said. We're just speaking about the words, even without actually one of the proofs of the Quran is that it claims that even people who don't understand it can be affected by it, because the words are claimed to just have an effect on people, not people, but maybe spirits that are inside of you. So even if you don't understand it and there's a jinn inside of you, he's going to be affected by it. So it still affects the physical world even without.
For the Muslims.
So I'm asking you, what I'm asking you, Aki, is but the description is not in Arabic, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's keep this in perspective for the Muslims out there listening. we're not looking for you to comment on this video, okay? We're looking for the non-Muslims to comment on this video. So keep that in mind, inshallah. We're looking for non-Muslims. We want to see their response to what they're hearing and see what type of an effect that it has on them. So,
Right. Today is not about what the words actually are saying. It's not a translational broadcast just today, and we beg your forgiveness for that. But we only are trying to show and do a comparison and see, is it true? Is there any evidence to what the Muslims claim, that the Quran is powerful even without you knowing what and the how and the where and the what is going on with the language, but just the sound and the words themselves, if they were the words of God, and on top of that, they claim to have an effect on the physical world. We're just trying to test that. So Muslims, we appreciate you coming in. We're definitely going to get to you eventually, but let's try to share instead of the comments or our own, reactions. Those are fine, but
so
we really want to bring some Christians in
yeah,
just at the moment.
Muslims, once again, Muslims in the chat, do not comment, please. Inshallah, you can make comments, but don't comment on the video itself. So what you hear, don't comment on what you hear itself. AK Manning just posted a comment in the YouTube chat, and he says that he just heard it. So I'm going to go ahead and call him back and see what his response is. But once again, Muslims, we're wanting only non-Muslims to comment on this, what they're hearing. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Shalom.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so you heard it. So what do you think about what you heard, AK Manning?
Okay, so as a Christian, I start with a bias of believing that the Bible is the Word of God. I don't really believe that the Quran is, and so knowing that I would be coming up to this moment, internally I was kind of asking God, like, A, help me give an honest assessment, and then B, also help me not be overly critical, because my tendency is to be very critical. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I respect that. Yeah.
It's interesting, in the YouTube comments, right before you called me, somebody named Ibrahim said that it sounds like Hebrew, and that was my first reaction when you played it the first time and it was breaking up. I thought, oh wow, that sounds more like Hebrew than I expected. I actually appreciated that it wasn't the melodic singing style, because I've seen the YouTube videos where, you walk up to a 20-year-old female and say, listen to this, she's brought tears. And I think a lot of times it's just the melody. But again, I'm biased, right? To be fully honest with you, in listening to just the spoken word, I didn't really seem to recognize any impact one way or the other.
Okay, so it didn't move you in any direction one way or the other. So you pretty much.
No.
Did he ask him if he felt his finger moving, if any internal bodily function was different at the moment of hearing it?
So Kareem wants to know if you felt any twitching of the body or any type of emotional or physical reaction that was affecting you in any way, even mentally. Did it move you or touch you in any deep or emotional or physical way?
Yeah. Well, tell him I'm also joking, but to ask him, was he exercised by it?
And he wants to know if you were exercised by what you heard.
By exercise, do you mean did a demon come out of me?
Yeah. So did you have any demons exercise?
The fact is that the ruh lives within me, and there's no room for demons in there.
Okay,
so
all right.
No opportunity for a demon to come out.
Okay.
But ask him.
Kenny? Kenny?
Yes.
Ask him if he feels like there's any way at all is like inspired or being the word of God.
No. Let me ask it this way. Since he has the Spirit of God in him, and we've heard that the Spirit of God is kind of like a receiver for the words of God, right? And other people. So if he really has the true word of God, why isn't his receiver working? Why isn't he feeling anything? Ask him that.
Okay. Yeah, good point. So he's saying, AK Manning, could you hear what Kareem was asking?
I just can't tell what they're saying.
Okay, so he's saying
I'll respond.
he's saying if you know, because you have the Holy Spirit within you, you know, it would seem that the Spirit would move you in regards to what you heard, and it would, you know, God should be speaking to you. If you indeed have the Holy Spirit, God should be speaking to you through some sort of a message that would sway you in one direction or another, and instead of a neutral position, I guess. And he didn't say that. I'm just adding that to it. But I guess he's trying to get the you know, for Christians who, you know, they state that they have the Spirit of God residing within them, then surely the Spirit of God would tell them whether or not this clip that they heard is actually, you know, God speaking to them. Go ahead.
Okay. And I admit my predisposition, right? And I admit my bias. And I want to lay it out there again because I want you guys to know that I'm being as wholeheartedly honest as I can. And so I don't believe there was much of a place for discernment, spiritual discernment, because I think I've already arrived at a conclusion that it's not the Word of God through examination.
Okay.
With that said, I think that if it were, there would be something. But it is actually a little bit surprising, you know, even if something, you know how some Christians claim that the Quran is, you know, evil or the devil or something like that. I thought, you know, maybe when I listen, I'll have some hostile reaction or some visceral reaction or something negative. And I didn't experience that either. I would just, it felt like a purely academic exercise.
Okay. And
Yeah, so he doesn't feel either way. Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
No. So I pretty much got a pretty good take on what he was saying. We appreciate definitely him contributing. He doesn't fall either way. He understands he has a bias, but he didn't feel anything either way, and he's trying to be honest about it, and that's the best he can do. I appreciate that.
Good. Okay, so all right. So what we'll do, AK Manning, we appreciate your honesty and we appreciate you taking the call so we can get your response. So keep listening, because you know we're gonna get a little deeper into this, and we're gonna get a lot deeper into this, as a matter of fact, and
yeah.
So we'll try to give other Christians a chance to respond, and
yeah.
But until then, how much longer before you're going to be free and be able to join the panel?
Probably 25 minutes.
About 25 minutes. Okay, we'll kind of stretch it along. We're not in a big rush. Usually the show ends at about 7 p.m., but we can go a little bit longer if need be. And yeah, so we're looking forward to you joining the show, inshallah.
Now I'll tell you what. Before I hang up, let me tell you something, okay?
All right.
Even if it conflicts with my predisposed ideas, I will be honest with you. So if something changes and I understand something new or see something new or feel something new, I will lay it out there and tell you the whole truth, even if it conflicts with my ideas, because I love the truth more than I love my predisposition. So I just want to let you know I'm going to do everything I can to be wholeheartedly honest with you guys. Okay?
No, yeah, that's what we're looking for, and I trust that you will be.
No, I'm sure that the you know, as they say in a court, the first interview is always the most substantial. When someone is giving their testimony, what he says at the initial beginning is also closer to the events. And so, you know, what he's saying about feeling something later on, our purpose is to get a live reaction. I understand that if he listens to Quran later on for a month straight, he may grow an attachment. We were just trying to get a real on the snap on the, you know, the cuff, as it were, of reaction. And he's given us a great understanding of how he feels. We don't want, you know, that kind of thing that, well, if I feel something later on, because we're not claiming that the Quran is going to affect you later on. It's not like an Motrin or an Advil that's going to work 3 hours down the line. This is a academic pursuit we're doing here, but we appreciate it. We welcome him back definitely to hear more.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking forward to you joining the panel here shortly, inshallah. God willing.
Well, God willing, I will do so, and I'm going to up on the phone and continue to listen on YouTube.
Okay.
And may the peace of the true and living God be with you guys.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah, peace be upon you. All right. Bye. Okay. So yes, we got one Christian response. He says he wasn't removed one way or the other, and that's we're looking for honesty.
And Brother Kenny, may I just for the sake of adding being the other side of the issue when I try to look at matters, I want to say something that may even be the evil spirit inside of him, right? That's blocking the words of God from me. Who knows what's going on inside of him? But we only know what he said, and what he said is that he doesn't feel anything. But we're looking for some more Christians. Maybe someone will be exercised at the end of this video.
Along those lines, we know that there's spirits of lies and deception. So it very well could be that a spirit of lie and deception was actually speaking for him. And I mean, it could be that people are possessed and these demons take over their body.
Hopefully
I'm not saying him as a person, but if this thing is real, if let's put it like this. So if a person is not inconceivable for a person to, if they believe that the Spirit of God resides within them, well, then obviously another spirit other than the spirit that we possess ourselves may possibly, if you think along those lines, could actually reside within you. So maybe it was a demon that was actually speaking. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? There's so many nuances in this discussion, but he was trying to be objective at least. And I appreciate his comments. We're going to look at them. We're going to analyze them. We're going to use them as our study, because these are, when people do studies, the results that happen need to be considered. And so that was one of the results that we've just experimented with. Maybe not in favor of what some people wanted to happen, but we're going to press forward. We're going to see if someone is actually exercised on this phone, or maybe we have set up someone to come in and be exercised. Who knows what we're going to do on this show today, but we're just going to continue.
Right. And so there's no telling what can transpire from here. There could be vomit ejected from people's mouth like the Exorcist. There's no telling what might happen. No telling what might happen. But so if you're watching right now, I mean, it seems comical, but I'm a little bit apprehensive about what could transpire when you're dealing with this issue. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, on Facebook, share the link, because this is something that is it could be mind-boggling. It could be just out of this world, something that we may experience here together. So please share the link. And, we're looking for Christian responses, primarily Christian responses. And so please, yes, share the link if you're watching, and we'll take it from there. We'll see what happens. We're looking forward to AK Manning joining the panel here in the next, 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, whatever it is.
I tell you what, my brother, it's nothing better than having finally a Muslim platform, right? That Muslims are discussing things, but making them relevant, making them edgy, making them different, so that we set our platform apart so that people can come and actually get Islam in a way that's fun, not in a hell and fire brimstone that usually people, dump Islam upon others with. Not in that fashion, but in a fashion that's fun, it's edgy, it's different, and we're trying to really just engage with the people and see what people have to say about this. We're definitely going to have just Muslim shows where we're just going to ask Muslim things, but at the moment we're just looking for Christians. AK Manning was our first specimen, as it were. Sorry about that, AK Manning, but I'm sure you'll be here to defend yourself very soon, and we appreciate you. But he has given his opinion. We have the first witness that has stepped up to the stand and testified. We all have our opinion as Muslims, but what are the Christians going to do if they are exercised on this show and they can feel it? Will we get a truthful person that feels a twitch in their eye, or feels, the heart rate increase, or what may happen before the end of the show? Who knows? But go ahead, Brother Kenny. Would you want to play that clip maybe again, or?
Yeah, we'll play it in a moment. And but just momentarily, we do have a Christian, Susan Norha. She said she would love to debunk your foolish Islam. So feel free. I'm going to post you the link right now, Susan. And for anyone else who sees it,
yes,
we're looking for Christians to come on today because we're doing a social experiment.
What's her name? What's her name, Kenny?
Susan Norha.
And Susan, Noah, we're gonna put a link into the thing, and all you gotta do is click on the button, and you can come into the room, and you don't have to turn on the camera or nothing. You can just have your voice and come in and discuss this with us, and let's play a little bit of this book and see how it makes you feel.
Yeah, so just click on the link I just posted in the chat. So, brother, it hits all the Facebook and the YouTube channels at the same time, so you don't have to worry about trying to post it. She should be able to see it. Yeah, I posted the link. You'll see it says StreamYard. So it's real simple. Just click the link and you'll be able to come right in. If you want to, she says she doesn't have a microphone. Okay.
Well, that's fine. Let's get her reaction in a written way. That's fine. She can be a written testimony. So we'll play the clip and we'll let her react to it.
So that's what we'll do. So while we're doing that, she's saying that our entire book is fabricated. Okay, that's fine. Alhamdulillah. Okay,
just get her to agree to be able to understand that she's going to listen for something, and then we need her reaction to what she heard.
Keep listening. Muslims out there listening, keep in mind that we're only looking for Christian or non-Muslim responses, not just Christian, but primarily Christians in this situation, because they're God-fearing people and they are believers. And so we're just keep in mind, Muslims that are listening, we're not looking for your comments in the chat or for you to join the panel to discuss this particular clip. So keep that in mind as we proceed. And Susan said agreed. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to share the clip again. Brothers, once again, let me know somehow, because I'm putting all of us on mute so it doesn't get the feedback. But so let me know somehow if we
Let me also just make one remark to Susan. Susan, I hope that you don't need to be exercised today by this clip, but if you feel anything, make sure you take a seat, get some headphones, listen clearly, try to have a pure heart. Try to really be unbiased. Take a listen to this, but sit down. We don't want you falling out. If you have something going on internally, who knows that spirit may jump out of you after you hear this. So who knows? So take a listen to this. And of course, I'm halfway joking, but we just invite you to listen, and we're really looking forward to your comments.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to play this again. And I can't stress enough for the Muslims. We're only looking for non-Muslim comments in the chat. So when you hear this clip, we hear the Quran all the time, but these non-Muslims are we're looking for their response to what we're hearing. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I'm gonna go ahead and put us on mute so we're not getting feedback, and we'll proceed from there. Okay, here we go.
شمت بابا برنا روحا قدشا خالها آمين آوند وشميانث قداش شماخ تيثي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغياناخ أي كنا دوشميا آبرع هولان لحما سمقان ديومانا وشوقلان حوبين وحطاهين أي كنا آبحنان شلا قصان ديشا مطل ذي لاخي ملكوثة حي الله ورا.
I guess it's breaking up somewhat.
It was breaking up a little bit?
No. For the beginning was clear, and I think it was sufficient for them to get a taste, and for their receiver, the Holy Spirit that's inside of them, to receive the word of God. If they truly have the Holy Spirit, I want them to say it right now, and I want them to testify to what they've heard, or maybe the spirit that's inside them that's ready to jump out is going to restrain them. Who knows? Let's get some comments there if they would.
Okay, so we have looks like DOI that has joined the panel. I'm not sure. You may have to unmute yourself over there, DOI. It says I can't unmute because guests has chose to mute themselves. DOI has left the panel. So, okay, so with that being said, Susan is, hopefully Susan was still listening. We're still waiting on AK Manning's response. And we'll proceed from there. So we have people making comments in the chat that are quite foolish, to be quite honest. But alhamdulillah, we'll keep proceeding from here. So, with that being said,
well, we want also every one of them to make a reaction if possible. If Christian Guardian just heard the clip, and they do claim to have the Holy Spirit, then what did they feel? Did they feel anything? Is it the Holy Spirit now talking to them? Are they ready to become Muslims? Are they going to stay upon Christianity? What are they going to do?
okay, so Susan responded already in the comments, and she says, "I heard jumbo in Arabic means nothing." So what she heard. So let's clarify, Susan. So what you heard didn't touch you, didn't exercise any demons, you didn't feel anything spiritually, emotionally, mentally.
Just through her grammar here, I see that she probably has several demons inside of her. No, I'm just kidding. No, tell us more, Susan. Please describe
Look, play
more.
it again.
Why is it that
Play
you're
it-
not feeling anything? Are you
play
holding
it again for
yourself
her.
back from feeling anything, or is it just not? Are they just human words? What is going on inside of you?
Play it
So
again for her.
Christian Guardian also says that he felt nothing. Whoever this person is, he or she felt nothing. And so I'm going to go ahead and post the link to join.
Play it again.
So yes, you brothers want to play it again? Let's play it again.
Yeah, play it again. Yeah, sorry. about
Maybe the Holy Spirit went on vacation or something.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So once again, Muslims, if Muslims join the panel, if you're on the panel or if you're in the chat, we're not looking for Muslim comments on what we're listening to. We want to allow this time for non-Muslims to respond to what it is that they're hearing. And so we're going to play it again. So for everyone out there listening, we're going to play it again. Let me back it up here, and we're going to play it again. So once again, try to let me know somehow if you are hearing it clearly or not. And here we go. I'm going to put myself on mute, and we're going to proceed from there.
شمد بابا برنا روحات قد شاخة الهاني آوند وشميانث قداش شماخ تيثي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغير أنا ما سنقاند يومانا طاعي أي كان دعاب احنا شوقا حياوي لا تعلن نسيونا إلا.
Okay, so that was a little piece of it again. And I see that we have Danny Davis in the chat on YouTube. So Danny Davis, this is a prime opportunity. I'm going to post you the link, and I'm going to allow you to join the show because this is serious. We want to hear. Brother Kareem, go ahead and explain what we're doing here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask, Brother Mukit Khan, the Christian Guardian being hidden. What does that mean? Does that mean that he's hidden from from participating? Because if so, we want to keep him here. But if you're having another discussion with him, I apologize for getting in that. But we're just trying to have even the knuckleheads stay here. Don't remove anyone from the comments here. But yeah, so
Christian Guardian was trying to slander me in the chat. So alhamdulillah. So brother Mukit just was dealing with that issue.
Okay, yes, sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, but just a general rule, even if you see a name that is a known knucklehead, keep them on just for a little. Let's see what they have to say, and then handle your business. Sorry about that. So this is Danny Davis. Danny Davis, today we have a special episode. We may, in fact, exercise the demon of someone coming to listen to this show today live on Consider This TV, and it may be you. What we're doing is we're playing clips. We're claiming as Muslims, and Christians are claiming, that our individual books have they are from God, and we would probably add more stress on the Quran as Muslims that they actually affect the physical world when they hit the ears of the person. If a person is in a sad position in life, he may be brought to happiness physically. He may be healed physically. He may be relieved of any spirit that may be inside of him if he hears the Quran the ruqya is performed upon him, as it were. So we're just listening to a clip. We're trying to get people's reactions, whether they felt anything, whether they didn't. Trying to be honest. If you felt uncomfortable by the clip, say that. If you felt a twitch in your hand or in your arm or anything unusual, just say what comes to you, because we're trying to get an unbiased study. We have our opinions as Muslims, but we're not here for that today. We want to know what you guys think about these clips. And if they don't move you, then that would be the data at the end that will have to be examined. But if it does, please tell us, and tell us about any stories that you may have concerning the Quran or the Bible or exorcism or anything in that regard. But firstly, comment on the clip. Did it touch you? Did a demon jump out of you at that? And let's hear about your stories.
Okay, so Danny Davis is saying that our chat bulldog blocked him. I'm assuming he's talking about either Brother Mukit Khan or Brother MI5 Dunya. So I'm not sure which one is dealing with him over there. But Danny Davis, this is a special invitation from me and everyone on the panel for you to click on the link and join the panel today. And we want to get your response about what it is that you've heard so far. And so Susan Nora is saying, shall show you straight up you're not
I think that's for someone else, but she did mention the clip here. She said this foolishness of your incantation verse. She called it an incantation verse. That's an interesting term. So it's foolishness, and it's just an incantation verse. She said it's witchcraft. You're not holy, examining test, trying to bewitch people. So she feels that verse she heard is it's some type of bewitchment, incantation. It's foolishness. A lot of description words there. So very interesting.
If you're watching right now, please share this, because this is a very, very important issue. And please so share it in Facebook groups and wherever. Invite your friends. We're looking for non-Muslims, primarily Christians today. Come on and actually give us their response. We're seeing from the responses from the Christians so far, it doesn't seem that they're actually feeling anything. We also have Jesus is Lord just joined the chat on YouTube. And so Jesus is Lord. Here comes Danny Davis. So this is a prime opportunity to see what Danny Davis has to say about what we've been listening here today.
Right. And again, Muslims should restrain themselves from commenting about other people's opinions about the video. We just want to examine them at the moment. So just restrain the back and forth with them and trying to sway them either way. Just let them take a look at the words and see if it touched them.
Right. So once again, we're looking for non-Muslim responses in the chat and in the room, for that matter. So we do have Danny Davis who has joined us. And so let's see what Danny Davis has to say about this this clip. Danny, was you able to hear the clip? Danny Davis, are you there?
Hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Yeah. I don't know if it was because I just got on, so it sounded like it was cutting in and out.
Okay. Well, since you're on the panel, let's let you listen to it again, and we'll proceed from there. So bear with me just one second as I.
All right, I got it up so I can hear. What is it now that you're going to play?
Okay, well, let Brother Kareem kind of go into and explain to you what's going on here.
Well, here's the thing. Because if I heard the Quran, I'm going to say it's the greatest thing I've ever heard. If you hear the Bible, you're going to say it's the greatest thing you ever heard. So we don't want you to actually go into this knowing what you're hearing or having an assumption about what you're hearing. We're just trying to get sort of this is our example of a double-blind study where we can just be unbiased. We don't know what we're hearing, but if you feel that something is ready to jump out of you, please let us know. Of course, I'm joking, brother. Thank you for coming. And just take a listen to the clip and tell us what you feel.
And when Brother Kareem's saying we don't know what we're hearing, he's primarily talking about what chapters and verses. We're not revealing that right now. We want to see what these verses themselves are actually doing.
Yeah. And let it be known also, these verses are very significant. They're supposed to be the weight with God of these verses are probably different than any other verses. So I think that if any verses should be examined as these, let's keep everything else as just strictly scientific, but just listen to them and let us know if you feel any twitching, any rapid increased heart rate, anything at all.
Okay, and so I'm going to put everyone on mute as we go into playing the clip. So just bear with me 1 second, and we will proceed from there. That way we're not getting feedback. Okay, so bear with me 1 second, and we're going to go into the clip right about
حصان بيشا مطل إلى خيمة الكوثة حيلا.
It's breaking up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
برنا روحات قدشا خالها شميان في قداش شماخ تيثي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغياناخ.
Beautiful.
أي كنا دوش مي يا أبا حنان شفقا حي.
Okay, so we got a good 30 seconds, I think, but the rest of us was broken up. But we can get a reaction just towards that. I think even Brother Marshall was being exercised a bit there when he heard that. So that's something we'll examine. But let's have some people give their comments in the comment section about what they heard.
Okay, so and Danny Davis heard it. So Danny, were you able to hear it that time?
it was cutting in and out. You know, I mean, for the look I did hear, it didn't do anything for me.
It didn't do anything for you?
What language is that?
Well,
It's the language
What language is
that
that?
over 2 billion people claim is the language of God himself. So I'm surprised that you didn't. Are you driving at the moment? Because I was fearing that maybe you would have a situation, because these are the words of God. I'm not sure why you wouldn't feel anything if you're truly unbiased.
No, I didn't feel anything. As far as driving, no, I actually pulled off into a little rest stop.
Okay, let's.
Because I don't like, obviously, I don't like to talk and drive at the same time.
Play one more time. Maybe you didn't hear it clearly.
Okay, so let's play it one more time, and we're still trying to allow AK Manning time to come in as well. And so let me play it one more time. So please bear with me, and we'll go ahead and get into this.
Yeah, right before you play that, let's just read a couple comments so the people feel included. Susan Nora says Arabic is not God's language. I guess she listened to the clip and she felt what she heard is not God's language, and that's why she commented with that in the context of listening to the clip. So what she heard was not God's language, and Arabic is not God's language. So I would think that's synonymous. But also we have other people saying this is foolishness, playing audios that cannot be comprehended. Same person, Susan Nora, and expect to be moved. But see, here's the thing, Susan Nora, is that we actually claim that as Muslims. That's what we're examining. Is there any basis to what Muslims say? Muslims say that even if you don't understand our book has proven a track record that it affects the physical world. People who don't even understand it could be moved to tears. The spirit that may be inside of people, if it's of this evil spirits that jump into people's bodies, that Muslims actually have traditions about, then it actually can come out of the person's body without you even knowing what was being recited to you. That's the whole point of this, is that we're trying to see, is there any proof to hearing the words without knowing what they're saying and still be affected?
Also you can take pain out of your body. You can heal your body. You know what I'm talking about? Take your headache away.
So yeah, let's go into this clip again, and please listen closely. And once again, Muslims, we're trying to allow the non-Muslims to respond. So we're not looking for your comments in the chat or on the panel. We want want to know what the non-Muslims have to say about what we're listening to. These verses should be.
And after that, I'm gonna have to wrap this segment up because I'm gonna have to leave after that. But then I will be back.
Okay, all right. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and play this. I'm gonna place everyone on mute. And bear with me 1 second. Okay, yeah, so we're just looking for responses from people. I'm gonna place myself on mute as well and go ahead and play this.
شمد بابا برنا روحات قدشا خالها آمين آوند وشميانث قداش شماخ تيثي ملكوثاخ نهوي صغياناخ أي كنا دوشمي يا أبارع هولان لحمان حوبين وحطاعين أي كنا دسيونا إلا قصان
Okay, so did it come through clearly that time?
Beautiful.
Good. Okay, great. Yeah, alhamdulillah. So yeah, we're looking for responses. So Danny Davis, what did it do for you that time?
Brother Kenny, before you go in, can you change the way that the screen is functioning, because his camera is not visual because he's under the sign that says Muslim.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, Danny Davis, what's your response to what you just heard? Do you feel something? Were you moved by it? Did it touch you physically or spiritually or emotionally in any way whatsoever?
No, it didn't. And that's just being honest with you. You know, anything, I don't speak any language but English. And, you know, anytime I hear something being spoken that's not in English, it does absolutely nothing for me. I don't know if they're cursing me out. I don't know if they're praising me. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah. And we're looking for an honest response.
Hey, let me ask him a question, Kenny.
Okay, go ahead.
Danny Davis, if it was the words of God and it was in a language you understand, would it still touch you?
Did you hear him, Danny Davis? He might not have heard you there.
Somebody repeat it for me.
Looks like Danny Davis. Did you hear what he said?
Did you not hear me? Yeah, I heard what he said. He said if it was the word of God, and if it was in a language that I understood,
no, didn't understand.
Would it move me?
Didn't understand. No, if it's the words of God, and if it's spoken in a language you didn't understand, would it still touch you?
Oh no, I don't think so. Because I wouldn't understand what it is.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Right, but let me ask him
I
this.
believe that my God is going to talk to me in a language.
You think he's going to talk to you in a language that you understand, is what you said?
Well,
Correct.
let me ask him this. Can he hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Kareem.
Okay. So I want him just to put himself in our shoes. We're claiming as Muslims, and I know Christians on a normal basis don't claim this. They don't claim that their book is, could raise the dead back to life. But the Quran actually says similar to that. It actually claims that the book is so amazing, and it says that if there were to be a book that can actually bring people back from the dead, that the Quran would be that book. but it's for Allah to do a miracle of that magnitude. But what we're saying is that we found all over the Quran indications that the Quran is actually having a physical effect on people, not to the extent of bringing a dead person back to life, but it actually is the healing. It's described as it's described as different things in the tradition, but it also has a strong tradition of being used to exorcise demons. So we're making that claim, and we have proof to substantiate that. But you're going against what? Well, I'm not going to say you're going against the consensus of Muslims, but why do you think that your faith doesn't hold that same claim?
Why do I think my faith, like, are you saying that Christians believe that the book of God can't heal people, like the Bible can't
Good
heal
question.
people?
I'm sorry. I think I did leave that rather unclear. So let me just say it like this. That, watching some of the American movies that we may watch, and I think you sound like you're from down south, so I assume you're American. We see, like, for example, in The Exorcist, the guy comes in, he has his cross, he starts reading verses, and then a spirit is actually affected. And then you have, like, even online videos that claim to be real incidents that are actually exorcism happening with the words of God. So I know that Christians don't really push that point much, but I know there is some sort of a tradition in Christianity. So do you believe in that? Do you believe the Bible can move people in ways that the Quran can? The words of your Bible can actually affect the world that in the ways that the Quran can't? Do you support the church maybe using that tactic to eliminate demon possessions, or even things lower than demons possession? Maybe someone who's just going through a rough time in life, maybe the words can be read upon him to heal him. Do what's your opinion of all of these types of topics?
Okay, so well, how do I begin? Yeah, I do believe that there's history of exorcisms in Christianity and the church mainly, not just Christianity. I don't believe that they still practice exorcisms. I believe that the Spirit of God, the Word of God, read certain prayer chapters, demons. It's not something that I've personally ever dealt with, so I can't say, and yes, I've seen the movies on it, the obviously the first exorcism, the exorcism of Emily Rose, movies like that. I believe the exorcism of Emily Rose was actually supposed to be based on true events. So, did it happen? No, because but I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, in that movie, when the pastor was reading chapters from the Bible, he was reading them in English, in the language that she could understand. As far as tongues, my belief as far as tongue is meant for a certain people, and nothing against what do they think they're called, Presbyterian, against my Presbyterian brothers and sisters, because my understanding as far as Christianity, and if your friend Ronnie doesn't come on today, Kenny, maybe you can explain this to him. The reason I say he's not a Christian is, in my understanding, if a Christian, that Jesus is God. You have to believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and you have to believe that Jesus is God. Those are two, at least for me, for my understanding, those are two main tenets. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But if, I was talking about in tongues in the Presbyterian church, Pentecostal, not Presbyterian, Pentecostal church, where they can tongues and all. And there are certain in the Bible that speak on speaking in tongues, and it was for certain people for a certain time. When the apostles were given the Spirit to speak in tongues, it was so that people could understand each one of the apostles talking in a language they understood.
Right. But we're not so much speaking about.
That tells me that if somebody's, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're not so much speaking about. We're not so much speaking about. We're not so much speaking about. We're not so much speaking about.
That tells me that if somebody's
Yeah. But let me get you back
No,
on
go
track,
ahead.
and then you could continue. I'm sorry. So you were speaking about speaking in tongues, but let's just cut back a little bit before you said that, and let's go back to what you were saying before that. What we want to know is this. For example, you brought up the exorcism of Emily Rose, I believe it was, and when you watch sort of those types of depictions, and I believe they're depicted from what people have witnessed. What you will find is, or what they claim they have witnessed, what you'll find is that they're not reading the Bible in English so that the woman benefits. The woman is actually claimed to be pure and her body has been hijacked. So they're actually reading so that the words can puncture the flesh and go and be heard by those who may not be speaking English. They may be 100,000 year old spirit or whatever the case is. And then often you'll see the depiction of that spirit now speaking through the woman in a whole nother language. So what I'm saying is that in a depiction like that, the language really isn't for the woman, for her to understand it, but the words are being claimed to have a mystical power that penetrates through the woman and actually affect things that are not even a part of her, that have nothing to do with her. They're just hijacking her body. And that's similar to what the Muslims claim, that the Quran, the very words of it, can affect someone even if they don't understand it. So not to put speaking in tongues is an interesting thing in and of itself, but I was speaking more so on, this comparison. Muslims claim that time after time our book affects us, and now we're putting it to the test whether our book really can affect people. We're going to examine that here shortly. However, we're giving a clip here to see, is there any truth to both of our claims? Could it be possible that words can have an effect on people? I think that Christians may be split in that regard. Some Christians will say, listen, the language isn't really the thing, it's really the message. But then there's some Christians who believe, no, the words of the Bible, the very words, even if they're not understood, are powerful. Therefore, you have movies of priests coming in and reciting the words upon demons who supposedly don't know English. They're ancient demons who are not English speakers. So she doesn't have anything to do with it understanding the words or not. They're reading the words because they're powerful in and of themselves. So we're just trying to do a comparison. Muslims believe that that's a fact, and we're not really split on that. We have a strong belief that the Quran could affect the body. I think Christians more so are split. Some Christians would say yes, we have something similar, and some Christians will say no, the words are not. All of that is rubbish in general. There's no such thing as exorcism. Where do you fall? Do you believe that exorcisms are even possible? And what book would you use?
Again, I've never experienced an exorcism other than watching it on television, watching movies. So, but I do believe that the power of God is healing, and I believe obviously that the power of God can exorcise demons. And for me, I don't think it's necessarily, as you were stating earlier, it's not necessarily the language. It's more so the words, the message that is being that is being spoken. So I believe, if let's say I were to go down to Mexico, okay, I don't speak Spanish. All right, if I go down to Mexico and there's somebody down there suffering, from demonic possession, I believe that I could break out my Bible and start reading my Bible in English, and it could possibly have an effect on them. I think part of it has to do with the person themselves that is being affected. Are they willing to be helped?
Okay. Hey, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now take what you said. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You don't have to call me Mister.
Okay. Well, I just out of respect for you. So, okay. Your first name is what? Davy or David?
Daniel or Danny Davis.
Daniel.
Danny. D-A-N.
Danny. Okay. Okay, Danny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either or. Okay. Danny or Daniel.
Okay. Let's flip the roles. Okay. You said if somebody was in Mexico, say Tijuana, and he only spoke Spanish, if you went down there and it said the Bible in English, and it could have some effect on him. Now, can you do the reverse role? Say like I'm not saying you are, but saying you're in Texas, you only speak English, and a Mexican guy came and started speaking Spanish to you in the Bible, would it be the same thing, right?
So yeah, what I'm saying is, you know, although I may not understand what, I believe that, you know, as Christians, we, you know, you can't believe in God and not believe in Satan. You know, there's angels, there's demons. You know, and I don't think, you know, I think like,
okay, okay, then what out of all the Bible verses that there is that you might know, which one do you think that would work?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Of all the Bible scriptures that you know, which Bible scripture you think will work? Scripture or number?
Oh, I couldn't just pull out a scripture number and say, hey, read this. This will work.
Well,
you know.
Okay, say for example, how about John 13? So God so loved God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son. Whoever believes Him should not perish but have everlasting life. You think that might work?
It might. You know, I'm not going to say, you know, I believe in every word of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, every single word of the Bible.
Well,
so,
you know, the only reason I brought
Genesis.
but the only reason I brought up John 3:16 because that's the most quoted Bible verse there is.
Right, I understand that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, you know, I believe that every single word in the Bible is inspired by God. So, you know, I think you can
okay, so man, so every single, okay, let me ask you one more question, I'll be done. If you say every single word in the Bible is inspired by God, that means if you listen to the Bible, every single word should inspire you, right?
Correct. I'm inspired by every word of the Bible. You know, I've been going to church since I was a young kid. You know,
okay. Go ahead, Kenny. Thank you for your time, so I appreciate it.
Okay, so Dan Davis, you said every word of the Bible is inspired by God. Is that what I heard you say?
That's correct.
David said that Kenny Davis said that every single word of the Bible is inspired by God, and every single word should inspire you.
Okay. Okay, Dan Davis.
That's kind of interesting, huh?
That's
not to get off topic. We still want to discuss this this video clip that you've heard, and we're waiting for Brother Kareem. I'm sure he's breaking his fast right now. He's on the East Coast, so it's time for him to break his fast right now. So I'm sure that's what he's doing. But we'll wait for him to get back. But are you familiar with the story of the adulterous woman in the Bible? Danny Davis?
Yes.
So, do you see those?
Yes, I've heard about that chapter.
Okay. All right. So, in regards to the story of the adulterous woman in the Bible, do you believe that the story about this is the Word of God?
Again, I believe every from Genesis 1 all the way through Revelation is inspired. Is inspired. I don't believe that the Bible is the Word of God. I understand that you guys believe the Quran is the actual word of Allah. I don't believe the Bible is the Word of God. I believe it is inspired.
Okay. Okay. So are you saying that along those lines you believe that the story of the adulterous woman was inspired by God?
Yeah. Again, everything in the Bible.
Apparently, you may not be aware.
Are you talking about the verses? Are you talking about the verses that are not actually in the Bible? But
well, yeah.
What is it? The extra verses.
I'm talking about stories that are in the Bible. The story of the adulterous woman in the Bible that biblical scholars, as a matter of fact, have admitted is a later inspiration to the text. So do you still believe that if you see these verses in the Bible, that these were inspired by God to be added to the Bible when the scholars themselves have rejected those verses?
Yeah, I don't go off of everything that the scholars say.
Okay.
I read the Bible.
Yeah, well, this is a scholarly consensus. So this is as a matter of fact.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Connie.
Go ahead, brother.
Daniel, are you familiar with John 1:5-3?
What you want to read it for me?
It's a Trinity verse.
John 1:5-7.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, John 1:5-7.
Yeah, for their
Trinity verse.
For there are three who bear record in heaven: the Father, the Son, and the Spirit.
Yeah, there's
these three are one.
Do you believe that?
These three are one. Right.
Yeah, do you believe that to be the inspired word of God?
I do believe that to be the inspired word of God. And I understand that that's been called an interpretation, later addition in the Bible. But I believe that is one of the messages.
Actually, Daniel, that Bible scripture is not even found in the Greek transcript.
It's not found in any of the.
No, I understand. I understand that.
Okay, so this.
But if it's not, but no, Daniel, you said that it's that 1 John 5:7 is inspired by God, but it's not in the Greek. It's not in the Greek transcript. Then how can it be inspired by God? That means I can put something in the Bible and be inspired by God. No?
No, that's not necessarily true, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just like the word Trinity isn't in the Bible, the whole Bible speaks about the Trinity.
No, but what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, listen. You said 1 John 5:7 is inspired by God. Okay? 1 John 5:7 is not even in the Greek transcript. That's why when 33 the highest Christian scholars back by
what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
So let's clarify.
Okay, but again, the message.
Let's clarify.
Yeah,
okay, so just briefly. So what we're telling you is that.
Can let's get back on track about the words we're listening to in the video.
Yeah.
Let's not get off track too much. I think we drove this into the ground. This part of it. Let's on top.
Yeah. So let me just clarify this point for Danny Davis. I'm trying to give Brother Kareem time to get back from breaking as fast. But so yeah, Danny Davis. So what we're trying to stress to you is that the story of the adulterous woman is something that's preached in churches all across the world every Sunday morning, with the people that are being preached to, not knowing that later interpolations, later additions to the text. The scholars themselves reject those verses, and in many Bible translations or Bible versions, they've entirely thrown those verses out. And also, 1 John 5:7-8, for there's three who bear record in heaven: the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, and these three are one. Those are also later additions to the text. They're not part of any of the earliest manuscripts. Not a part of it. Not one. None of the story of the adulterous woman and the Trinity verse are not in any of the earliest manuscripts. Okay, so the scholars, Christian scholars, have rejected those verses and have thrown them out as lies and fabrications. And as a matter of fact, depending on what version of the Bible that you're looking at, look at the footnotes, or if you go to some Bibles, those verses won't even be there. Also, it is the longer ending of Mark; those verses are not there. So what we're trying to tell you, for the people who are listening who are not aware of this is layman's arguments right here. Just simple basics in regards to these matters. The longer ending of Mark, the verse of 1 John 5:7-8, the story of the adulterous woman in the Bible. These are later additions to the text. They're not a part of any of the earliest manuscripts. Christian scholars themselves have rejected them. So, in regards to being inspired words of God, it's like brother Marshall just mentioned, and he asked, "Well, if I decided to write something and add it to the text of the Bible, does that mean that it's inspired word of God?" No, And neither does it mean that the words in the whole story of the adulterous woman who was added by someone along the way, some scribe or whoever along the way who thought it was a romantic story and it sounded nice and all that and decided to add it. Well, it doesn't mean that it was inspired by God. Otherwise, the Christian scholars themselves wouldn't reject it wholeheartedly. So, Brother Kareem, I see you broke your fast, and so I'll let you pick it up from here, and we'll go ahead and see where we're going to go with this.
Yeah. So the show is coming to a climax, as it were. We appreciate everyone who has participated. Danny Davis, if he still can hear me, I'm glad that he was here because he can claim now that he was actually once in his lifetime attempted an attempted exorcism had occurred to him from some Muslims.
Hey, I don't know if it's me.
Story to tell.
Yeah. I think Dan Davis is getting a bad feed over there, but I could hear you just fine.
Yes. So we appreciate everyone who has, and we just wanted to shed light that this is a strong argument for Muslims. I mean, it's a big deal for us to have a book that claims to actually penetrate the realm of the reality that we know and to be a living miracle right in front of us that can do things that you cannot imagine. Now, we had the reactions that we have from several people here. But I want to kind of close out this segment with two other exhibits. So we had Exhibit A, which was our clip. Now I want to show maybe. Do you want to get spooky with the audience? Is that okay if we scare them a bit? I sent over to you a small clip of it's very decent, nothing over the top, but it's an actual Quranic recitation upon someone who is thought to be to have a spirit inside him. And there's sort of a clear indication that scholars have gathered throughout the years when this type of situation happens, like twitching. And so let's examine a video and see if we can get a quick reaction towards it. And then after that, I want to end with a very special video of the Quran affecting someone in a different context. But so we have two videos, and we'll close out explaining all that has occurred prior. But let's spook the audience out really quickly, and let's see if we can get some reaction towards this video. So if you can check in your Facebook Messenger, I sent two videos. I believe it's the second one that you want to play first, if possible.
I'm trying to get. Okay. Let me try to bring that up right quick. That particular screen froze on me, so I'm going to bring it up right now. And so, AK Manning, if you're still out there listening, we'd like for you to join the panel if you can, and we'll take it from there. But bear with me. Let me get this video up. So is it the last link that you sent me, Kareem?
Yeah, not the first one, but the latest one, the last one in there.
Okay. All right.
So
and,
we can play
once again, if you're in the chat, please subscribe, like, and share on the YouTube channel. And no, go ahead.
No, I was saying we don't have to watch the whole video. Maybe 1 minute, even 30 seconds would be fine.
Okay. It seems to be moving slow for some reason. But, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I hear you really good. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so still trying to bring it up. Let me do it this way. Bear with me 1 second, inshallah. So if you're listening right now, you're watching right now, please subscribe, like, and share on the YouTube channel. And okay, so brother. Okay, so it's the last one you said, brother?
Yes.
Okay. All right, it's getting ready to come up now. And About how long is this clip, Kareem?
Well, what I'm saying is we can watch a good minute of it. I'm not sure the length, but it only takes about a minute to get the idea and to give a reaction towards it.
Okay. It's still trying to load for some reason. I'm not sure why it's moving so slow, but yeah. So if you're watching, we got some big things coming up. We have Brother Kareem's going to be giving some Quran classes coming up. We got some big plans coming up, and we need your help, inshallah. So if you could click on the Patreon on either one of the YouTube channels, and just probably getting some feedback right there. Bear with me 1 second. But yeah, we could use your help for the Dawah Fund. You can go to kennybomer.com and make a donation there, or you can click on the Patreon link that you'll see on the associated with this show. Okay. All right. So I got the video almost ready. So let's all right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of this, and Brother Kareem, kind of let me know at what point you want to stop this, inshallah.
Absolutely, yes. Now this is Exhibit B. Now this is a live exorcism, Quranic exorcism that had occurred, and this is what the video claims. At least, let's become skeptics if we have to. Let's get some reactions. Whatever you guys feel when you watch this, let's get into it.
Okay. So let me put everyone on mute. Please bear with me. Whoops. Yeah, make sure we're all on mute. Okay, so here we go.
في خلواتي يا سعدي وهنائي القرآن حياتي نور ملأ القلب ففاض بحب كتاب الله
الرحمن الرحيم أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله
يا رب
الله على كل شيء قدير بسم الله
يمحو عتم الليل مظلم يروي ظمأ
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين كفروا بآياتنا سوف نصليهم نارا كلما نضجت جلودهم بدلناهم جلودا غيرها ليذوقوا العذاب إن الله كان عزيزا حكيما واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد من وراء ويسقى من ماء صديد ويسقى من ماء صديد ويسقى من ماء صديد واستفتحوا
That's enough right there.
والصافات صفا والصافات صفا فالزاجرات زجرا فالتاليات ذكرا إن إلهكم لواحد.
Yes. So, Brother Kenny, can you hear me?
He has his mic mute.
Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, just to give some context. So the only thing that I regret is that the video wasn't playing playing fast enough. The audio was fine, but the video and even the audio was cutting on and off. But the video you weren't able to see the trembling. was anyone able to see the trembling of the man in the seat? Because I couldn't tell through the pixels on the screen. It wasn't moving fast enough in terms of just the playback. But either way,
Well, let's try it again, brother. Let's just give it maybe 30 seconds. And let's try it
okay.
again because it's pretty. I think. Okay, so let me put this all on mute and.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Change the speed on there. Change the video to HD, and it should play better. On YouTube option.
Okay. All right, so let's go to it and.
عنيد واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد واستفتحوا وخاب كل جبار عنيد من وراء جهنم ويسقى من ماء صديد.
So it seems it was still frozen there. You
Yeah,
could hear the audio, but not the.
just the
Okay, so I'm
audio.
gonna
There wasn't really any movement.
Okay, I'm posting it. I'm going to post the video in the chat so it'll go to Facebook and YouTube for anyone who wants to see it. I'm not sure why it won't play in real time right now, but so okay. So let me get that. Get this link again. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I'm going to post it in the link for everyone. Or post the link in the chat for everyone, rather. That's going to be too long.
Yeah, that's fine. They'll be able to find it when they find it. Let me go ahead and take some of the time while you're doing that to discuss
Okay, great, bro.
what has all transpired. So, let's go ahead and get ready to wrap up soon because I know you're going to be breaking fast soon. Does Brother Marshall, is he still here? Does he have a reaction before I begin to explain what is all has transpired today at the conclusion of this experiment?
No, good, Aki.
I guess he said he's having trouble down there.
They said go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, absolutely. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to locate a really interesting verse here about the matter of the Quran affecting this realm and other realms at that. But the verse seems to escape me right now. So what we've seen in the conclusion of this video is that we came to have a talk about an interesting topic on a Friday. We are, alhamdulillah, in the month of Ramadan, and we hope that people found it interesting and found it, a little bit outside of the box. And that's what we're looking for. We don't want to be boxed in by the normal broadcast of Muslim and Christian apologetics, the normal standards of we having to, always delve deep into every detailed matter in a way that may be hostile or lacking in terms of it being enjoyable. So we want to do things different, and today we've been really stepping outside the box, looking at the whole claim that books, maybe even according to atheists, that these human books can have an effect on people in a mystical way, in a way that transcends the nature and the laws of nature, as it were. However, at the end of the day, I want to just give a clarification of what has transpired, particularly with our guests that were commenting on the video. I think that they weren't unbiased today. I'm going to have to tip my hat to them. I think they were completely honest today. I think that maybe a lot of them were more honest than they've ever been on any Muslim platform today. Now, if you think that I'm supporting their claim that the Quran has no effect on humans when they hear it, then you would be wrong, because what they were hearing was actually the words of their own God in their own book. The discussion really got interesting when it was said that one Christian believes, and I believe Danny Davis, thank you for coming also, Danny, but he believed that the English words can affect people. So, how much more the Aramaic words of the Lord's Prayer, which Jesus was teaching all human beings. So what they were listening to was the words of their own book and their own God, and we got the reactions that we got, and I don't think they were biased this time. If we want to review some of the reactions we got, some people said it was foolishness. Some people said it was just jumbled Arabic, nonsense. Some people said, frankly, they don't fall. It doesn't hit them either way. They're just the normal words. And we're not saying that's a standard. We're not saying that Christians have to have a miraculous book, but we're saying that in that case, Muslims are the only one making this claim. Do we have any proofs then, since they are claiming that their book not only doesn't have a miraculous effect, but they actually listened to it and bore witness to it while they didn't know what they were listening to? But now let's look at the opposite side. Is there any exhibit that we could present where the Quran, as opposed to the Bible, which we've already have seen, the words of Jesus, their God, it doesn't have a miraculous effect on this world? And again, that's okay. We're not claiming it has to. But since that's not the case, let's look at, is there any proof? Has there been any documented evidence of the Quran when it hits the ears of people and the hearts of people? Does it affect them in any way? Now, we just seen a video of a Muslim reading some verses of the Quran, and the man was obviously shaking uncontrollably. That is one of the clear signs that exorcists have gathered in. I'm sorry, I'm hearing feedback.
You're good, Arky.
You brothers hear me?
Yeah, you're clear. Go.
Yes. So the exorcists amongst them in the Muslim community have gathered certain signs through their studies individually and collectively, that when the Quran hits the ears of certain people who may be under the influence of a jinn or a spirit inside of them, that they usually have certain indications in terms of bodily movements. And we've seen that in the video. Now, on the other hand, what if the Quran hits the heart of a believer? What if the Quran hits a heart that is open to the message of God? Does it affect them? Does the Arabic words have a touching effect when they're heard, as opposed to what we heard from the Bible, which we're not claiming doesn't have a special effect, but we only let the Christians explain for themselves what they felt. Let's go ahead and take a look at the clip I sent to Brother Kenny, and let's take a look at what the Quran does to the heart of people when they hear it. So, Brother Kenny, if you mind, it's going to be the first video amongst the two that I sent.
The first video? Okay, all right. So, bear with me 1 second, and we'll proceed. Bear with me.
By the way, the English should be available at the bottom as a as the translation goes by on the bottom, so that would be preferable also to read it. However, take a listen to it, give us your reactions, but also look at the reaction of the video in and of itself.
Okay, bear with me as I get this going here.
Hey, the chat's empty now. Everybody left. There's nobody in the chat room.
That's fine.
Yeah, well, the video isn't for anyone particularly. We're just
No,
putting
no.
out content that
No,
will be viewed later on, and
Yeah.
hopefully people will enjoy it even for years to come.
Okay, all right, so here we go.
وقال اركبوا فيها بسم الله مجريها ومرساها إن ربي لغفور رحيم وهي تجري بهم في موج كالجبال ونادى نوح ابنه وكان في معزل يا بني اركب معنا ولا تكن مع الكافرين قال سآوي إلى جبل يعصمني من الماء قال لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله من رحم وحال بينهما الموج فكان من المغرقين وقيل يا أرض ابلعي ماءك ويا سماء أقلعي وغيض الماء وقضي الأمر واستوت على الجودي وقيل بعدا للقوم الظالمين ونادى نوح ربه فقال رب إن ابني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق وأنت أحكم الحاكمين قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك إنه عمل غير صالح فلا تسألني ما ليس لك به علم إني أعظك أن تكون من الجاهلين قال رب إني أعوذ بك أن أسألك ما ليس لي به علم وإلا تغفر لي وترحمني أكن من الخاسرين قيل يا نوح اهبط بسلام منا وبركات عليك وعلى ممن معك وأمم سنمتعهم ثم يمسهم منا عذاب أليم تلك من أنباء الغيب نوحيها إليك ما كنت تعلمها أنت من قبل هذا فاصبر إن العاقبة للمتقين.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, my brother, for playing that. I know it's time to wrap up the
Okay.
show. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best, and I have
Yeah.
to be aware also when we play the videos that sometimes the real true effect is hard to occur when the video is breaking up and the words are in that fashion. So I have to agree that it was kind of slow in terms of the connection. But thank you for that. Do you want to kind of make your final remarks and then I'll go after you?
Sure, sure. Yeah, obviously.
Kenny,
Yeah, go ahead.
make sure you put the link to the video on Facebook and the link.
Yeah, I'll try to do that, inshallah. Absolutely. Okay. Obviously, we were. Can you brothers hear me clearly?
Yes.
Can you brothers hear me clearly? Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, so we were playing a little bit of a game on people today. We were the clip that was being heard originally was certainly not the Quran. Any Muslim out there that was listening would know that was not the Quran. But we wanted to demonstrate the effect that the Quran actually does have on people. There's many videos online on YouTube that you can go to and listen to people's responses and reactions to hearing the Quran. It actually brings tears to the eyes. Now, the imam there that was reciting the Quran, obviously he was caught up in the emotion, but you can go and you'll see people of various faiths that are actually brought to tears, and they're actually like just in shock by the beauty of the recitation of the Quran that draws your attention to it. And that's one of the things that's so special about the Quran. You would think that the speech of our Creator would be so entrancing that it would call the listener to want to hear it. And so if you listen to the Quran, it sounds beautiful. It's peaceful. It gives you peace and comfort. And it makes me very grateful that I'm a Muslim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Go ahead, Kareem. I know you have a lot to say about this issue. Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. No, it was a fun topic. I was literally having to restrain myself from giving it away because I kind of already knew what the Christians would be saying, and we spoke about this. We already kind of anticipated, and Allah knows the future of all events. However, we came upon the idea to put the mirror in front of the Christian and to say, are you being biased? Will you say anything about anything we say as long as it's against what we're saying? Any clip we put up, it's nothing. You don't feel anything. It's a waste of time. It's foolish. No matter what we say, even if we're putting up your book, you have to be against it, and that's the biasness we're talking about. So we've shown today that that Muslims make a claim that the Christians really don't, and I'm not saying they have to, but they just don't have as strong as a claim as we do to a book being so magnificent, so clearly the word of God, that it's actually used to heal people and to help people in this worldly life, not to mention the guidance of it. I do have an interesting video that I would like to, if it's possible, to close out with it, meaning after the brother Kenny signs off, if he can just play that final video just as a closing. I think it would be beneficial because I forgot to mention it. Now that video is even more impressive than the first one. Why? Because the one we were just watching now, the man was obviously a Muslim. The second video is actually a non-Muslim who agreed to sit in a chair and kind of get comfortable, and he was going to be read, the Quran was going to be read upon him by a professional reciter and give his own reaction. So it's a live it's a live study similar to what we did today, but it had already occurred with a professional reciter. Very interesting video, very beautiful recitation, and very interesting comments at the end. So if the brother Kenny can just play it after we all sign off, and then after that, the whole show will be done. That'd be impressive if he can do that. So barakallahu feek. Thank everyone for showing up. Let me just read one verse because it's never good to end the show without.
Did you send that to me?
That final video?
Yeah.
Yo, let me go ahead and send it to you right now while I have you here. I already have copied
While doing that, I just want to encourage everyone to give to the Dawah Fund. Inshallah, this is the way in which we share the truth and the beauty of Islam with other people. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, for a person who helps the da'i financially or otherwise, a da'i is one who is a caller to Islam. financially, otherwise you receive the blessings that the dai receives without the blessings of the dai being diminished in the least. So we get some big plans for Consider This TV. Brother Kareem, Ubaidullah, Brother Marshall Gregory, and myself, we got some big things that we're planning, and we need your help, inshallah. We've got some we get some big plans, and we need your help, inshallah. So for anyone that's touched by anything that we do on this program, you also receive blessing for it. So you can go to the Patreon link and be a donor there, or you can go to Kenny Bomer at PayPal and make a donation there, or go to kennybomer.com, inshallah. And if nothing more, submit your prayers and on behalf of what we're trying to achieve in sharing the truth and the beauty of Islam with non-Muslims. Okay, brother, I see you. Go ahead, brother, with the verse.
Yes. So just to end out, thank you, brother, so much for letting us try something new today, and for everyone who understood the purpose of the show afterward. I know some brothers were mystified. Even some Muslims were saying this can't be the Quran, which is a proof that the Quran is truly a miraculous word, because when people hear it that have heard it before, they say those aren't the words of my God. They know it off the back. They feel it, and once you hear the words of God, there's nothing else similar to it. But at the end of the day, the biasness was layered on too thick for some to agree that their book would even affect them. Yes.
Yeah, Danny Davis made the claim in the chat that he knew it wasn't the Arabic, but I'm not trying to call the man a liar, but I think that's I don't believe him, to be honest. I think that he did think it was Arabic. But alhamdulillah, we as Muslims, any Muslim, that's why we're trying to stress. I want to make the point. We were trying to stress to the Muslims that were listening. We knew that you were going to know it wasn't Arabic, because obviously we hear it. We know if it's Arabic or not. And we know if it's the Quran. And so we were trying to get you to not comment and give away what we were trying to do there. So just keep in mind, we were just trying to have a little bit of fun. It's Friday. We're just trying to end the week on a positive note and have a little fun along the way. So, okay, brother.
Barakallahu feek. So before we end, I just want to have brothers reflect on this verse. What is this verse saying? Is the foundation of this whole discussion even found in the Quran? I'm gonna leave you guys with a verse, and then we have a video. Pay attention to the video. The video is probably even more important than the show, or equal. Amazing video we have to come up here. But look what God says about this whole matter. He says, وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلُ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. And say, this is a commandment to the prophet and to his followers, to say something and say that truth has come and falsehood has been defeated. Surely falsehood would ever be being defeated. وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. Which means, and we, God Almighty, sends down from the Quran that which is a shifa, is a healing. Notice the word, the terminology, healing, the Quran. And we send down what from the Quran that which is a healing and a mercy, وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ, to the believers. And it doesn't increase the wrongdoers except destruction. Look at how this video, this whole presentation we have put on today has shown that the Quran has affected people, and it's documented, while falsehood is ever defeated, and it is to be destined to be defeated. So, barakallahu feekum. Thank you for everybody for joining. I hope everyone understood the intention at the end of the day and the lesson that we learned today. But yes, I'm going to sit and watch this very interesting video just to give it some context. Again, this is a professional, very famous Quranic reciter who takes the time to recite every single word of the words of God correctly, so that it pierces the heart of the person. This is a non-Muslim listening to the Quran and giving his honest to God reaction. Inshallah. Thank you, brother.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa
barakatuh. I say, Allah say, truth is come, falsehood is perish, by nature falsehood always abound, duty part. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Alhamdulillah. All right, so people, we are going to end with the video, and I thank you, brothers, for being a co-host. And this is Consider This TV. Kenny Bomer Live, Consider This TV. where truth is made clear from falsehood. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So I do bear witness there's no God other than Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final servant, the seal of all prophets. You can find the book Consider Islam Disproving Propaganda on Amazon, or you can go to my website, kennybomer.com. I encourage you to give to the Dawah Fund so that we can do some bigger things. We have some big plans coming up for Consider This TV with Brother Marshall Gregory and Brother Kareem and myself. We've got some things that we're working on, and so we need your help, inshallah. Anyone that we affect in a positive way, you also receive blessings for that on the Day of Judgment, inshallah. So any good that comes from this is only from Allah. We're just trying to do our part as Muslims to convey the truth that we've been blessed to receive, the gift of Islam. And any mistakes that we've made along the way, anything that we do at any point along the way, that's our responsibility and our responsibility alone. So please, Christians, don't be offended. We were just trying to prove a point that I think we were able to accomplish here. So we're going to leave with this video, and then we'll close out the show with this video. So I thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الحمد لله وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. أحدث في هذه اللحظة حديثا من آيات الله البينات ولتأثر قلبه ولتأثر جوارحه، لأنه حديث من المولى جل وعلا، حديث من كتاب الله عز وجل الذي قال عنه سبحانه: لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. الجبال تتأثر من كلام الله، ولو نزل عليها لحتها وجعلها قاعا صفصفا. فكيف بقلبي وقلبك؟ إذا استمعت إليه بأذن قلبك ستشعر بعظيم هذا الأثر في نفسك. والله جل وعلا يدعو عباده إلى الاتعاظ بالقرآن. وإذا عرفت أنك راحل من هذه الدنيا وأن بقاءك فيها لأيام معدودة جعلك هذا ودفعك إلى الاستزادة من العمل الصالح والدخول في الإسلام. إني أعوذك بكلام عظيم أرجو الله أن يوقعه في قلبك، أسأل الله لك الهداية. طيب شيخ ناصر، نحب أن تسأل الأخ عن أثره يعني الذي وجده في نفسه بعد هذا الكلام.
Did you feel something after he gave his speech or nothing?
لماذا
I was very concentrated. I could not feel something special. Did you feel anything inside you? No, I was very concentrated, but of course I could not understand.
Yeah, it's not talking about understanding.
No, I did not feel anything.
يقول أنا كنت مركز فما ما شعرت شيء. طيب الآن سنبدأ التجربة الثانية وأيضا يعطينا شعور.
We'll go another try, but also he wants the same thing. Okay, sincerely.
طيب.
Go ahead.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أخي اتعظ بكلام الله الذي لو فهمته بقلبك لأثر في قلبك وجوارحك، ولو استمعت إليه وأنت خاشع منصت لأقبلت عليه ولتأثرت به. إنك إن فهمت كتاب الله عز وجل لطار قلبك وفؤادك شوقا إلى الله، ولما بقي في قلبك سوى حب الله، ولأذعنت للواحد الأحد جل في علاه. الآن نسأل شيخ أيضا ما أثره على نفسه.
Yeah, I registered the feeling like when I was younger and sitting in the church and listening to the priest. That was the feeling I just had.
يقول شعرت كأني لا زلت يعني وأنا شاب كأني جالس في الكنيسة أستمع إلى مواعظ القسيس. سنبدأ الآن التجربة الثالثة، لكن سؤال أيضا، هل أحس بفرق بين التجربة الأولى والثانية؟
يقول الأولى الكلام الأول حسيت إنه كلام، لكن الثاني يقول شعرت إنه له مرجعية دينية، يعني خلفية دينية وكأنها له علاقة بالدين.
نعم.
طيب
سنبدأ التجربة الثالثة.
You go to the third one. هذه what's your impression?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وإذا جاءتهم آية قالوا لن نؤمن حتى نؤتى مثل ما أوتي رسل الله، الله أعلم حيث يجعل رسالته، سيصيب الذين أجرموا صغار عند الله وعذاب شديد بما كانوا يمكرون. فمن يرد الله أن يهديه يشرح صدره للإسلام ومن يرد أن يضله يجعل صدره ضيقا حرجا كأنما يصعد في السماء، كذلك يجعل الله الرجس على الذين لا يؤمنون. وهذا صراط ربك مستقيما، قد فصلنا الآيات لقوم يذكرون. لهم دار السلام عند ربهم، وهو وليهم بما كانوا يعملون. صدق الله العظيم. نسأل ما الآن شعوره بعد تلاوة هذا المقطع.
It's like being in the church when there is a service. I had the impression that it was more melodic than the one before. It was more touching. So,
طبعا يا شيخ الجزء الثالث اللي تلاه عليه مختلف عن الجزء هذا. شعرت يعني شعور ديني لما كنت في الكنيسة، لكن هذا يكون لامسني أكثر، يقول يختلف عن الجزئين الثاني. طبعا الأول غير، أنا سألته غير الأول، قال الأول غير، الثاني أكثر، لكن الثالث فيه معاني يقول لمستني من الداخل غير الثاني، حتى الثاني وإن كان بلحن، لكن يقول هو أكثر تأثيرا وأكثر ملامسة للمشاعر يعني.